Love you, Aussie. Aruhamai.
Rueben Cherrington to Kennedy Cherrington.
Navigated the biggest ocean. We can navigate anything.
You are now listening to
Cherries on top. Bro, sorry. You're a noob. Don't be silly.
Bruh.
It's hard to navigate. What?
Got that dog in us. Yes, we're good. Okay, let's wrap it up. Let's go. Comeback season.
What's up, everyone? You're listening to Cherries on Top. My name's Kennedy.
And my name's Rueben.
We're both NRLW athletes, podcasters, and your go-to crew for sports, trend, and sibling life. Sorry, guys. I've got a bit of a, if you're watching on Spotify and YouTube, I've got a split lip, and it's a bit hard to talk right now. So I do apologize, but we'll just run with that intro.
This episode is brought to you by our good mate GS. Without him, this wouldn't happen. So appreciate you and thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, GS. Don't forget to listen in on the $300 Rebel Sport gift card for the episode 7 winner that Abby has actually picked. And listen out to the end as well to find out how you can win this episode. So I guess let's start off with a quick check-in, Rubes. How are we? What's doing?
I'm actually pretty sore. The game on the weekend, you know, we don't really speak about the results, but
That's footy.
yeah, it's footy.
Double L's crazy.
Yeah, for real. But my body's really sore and it's like just, you know, it's
Kinda
just a bit
adjusting.
stiff. It's just not moving, so I'm going to have to try and move more
Yep.
to try and get there. But other than that, I'm good. Yeah, pretty good. We've been really busy this week.
Busy. So Rubes and I think it kind of is on that subject, bit of self-care. We've actually been preaching it in schools, self-care.
Yeah.
So Rubes has actually jumped on board with Goanna Academy, preventative mental health service that I work for with GI. And she's been like my little number 2. We've been traveling near, far, wide. Where have we been? Kelso, Bathurst. We're running a program there. Mount Druitt for Kimberwiley Indigenous
Down
program
in
there.
Shoalhaven.
Shoalhaven down. We're doing one in Ulladulla and Bomaderry.
Yeah.
And then we've got a new one coming up too with up in Mudgee and Walgett. We've got a few
this is the
coming
first
up.
time hearing of it. So yeah, we'll be up in those places soon.
So yeah, we're traveling everywhere, which is great because our off days don't really feel like off days.
They're
do
not
they?
even off days. Like we literally have our training days and then our off days are work days where
So
we're
it's like-
traveling near, wide and far.
Yeah, we're doing the other 300 jobs. And today is actually a training day. So we're doing double whammy with our
Yeah.
podcast as well.
We sure are.
But I guess the hair looks fresh. Looks really nice.
Yes, the hair is actually hairing, and a big shout out to our girl Ned's.
Ned's Hair and Day Spa. Making us feel glorious.
Head and Spa by Ned's. This is her. We will let you guys know her Instagram, and be sure to book in with her because she did an awesome, amazing job. Never been to a head spa before, and I'm telling
She
you
got
right
all
now.
the scalp like clean,
Yeah.
like all the build up and stuff from training, and I just feel so clean.
You feel so clean. Like it's based off of traditional Japanese head spa, and she washes your hair, she gives you a facial massage on your neck and shoulders, and she really scrubs her fingers in there and gets rid of all the dirt and uses these nice
Products, organic.
oils, everything.
Nah, I just feel so refreshed. Like yesterday was a busy day again, and then we finished our day off. Self-care has been kind of the theme we've been speaking about in Goanna programs to these kids, and then we're not even
I
practicing
know,
it.
we need to be preaching our own bloody practices, but also the cool thing about her business is that it's for women only. So that's a nice.
We
little
love that.
touch
So
on it.
we thought we'd give her a shout out. But actually on subject of shout outs, I've got another one. Girls focused as well, obviously. Bob Murphy is the founder of Yeah the Girls, which is an Australian female athlete supporter group that attend live female sporting events to provide a great atmosphere for the spectators as well as athletes. So he messaged us, our podcast page, and asked for a shout out. And of course, something like this is so, we're so passionate about in the women's space. Basically, they show up, they cheer loud, they bring the vibe and inspire the next generation of girls in sport. I love that.
Exactly what we want, in our
More
crowds. More supporters, the fandom within the women in sport is just what we need.
Exactly. They're still a new group and trying to grow, so we thought we'd give a helping hand. They don't have Instagram just yet, but Bob, come on now, we need an Instagram page. This is where all the Gen Z girls are.
But be sure to find them on Facebook.
Be sure to find them on Facebook. We'll link it here. Make sure to follow and get involved with all women's sport, not just rugby league, soccer,
All women's sport.
AFL, hockey, athletics, anything that, any sport, women's play. Let's get involved and support.
This episode's cherry pick moment is all about discussing the future of the NRLW and our point of view and takes on what we think should happen, could happen, and just having a yarn about all bits and bobs about it.
Yeah, so obviously there's been talk of the town, given that she's such a big household name for the NRLW, young Jessie Southwell. And this is not a dig at Jessie or anything. We're actually good mates with her. Rubes grew up playing with her. Incredible talent, and she's going to be the face of the NRLW. She's going to be immortal. I'm going to say it right now. So what has kind of come off the back and why we're talking about this was she has a player option in her contract for 26 and 27. So obviously a lot of clubs are wanting Jessie next season. And it's up to her, obviously, if she wants to stay with the Knights. But again, player option. So if you don't know what that means, basically it means the player's option to stay. So the club have no real pull, but they kind of have to persuade her to stay. If she likes the club, I'm guessing she'll stay. Newcastle are a great club from what I hear. But another club is apparently sniffing around. And there's been some rumours, and she's kind of been tied to this club in conversation and negotiation, being the Brisbane Broncos, another heavyweight team in our competition. Now, before people pick and choose what they want from this conversation, we're not complaining because we sit outside of the three heavyweights, given, the Newcastle Knights, the Brisbane Broncos and the Sydney Roosters. We're not going, feel sorry for us. Yeah. We're just providing another perspective on the game. Now,
especially coming from someone that sits outside of that.
Yes, someone that sits out of that.
We're trying to be like that. We're building. We just got our head performance centre. Great things are on its way for Parramatta Eels, okay? Second year in the when we've had a full, 90% of our roster.
Yes, and just a reminder that I was a part of the first year squad, and we didn't even have a bloody locked in training ground. We were training at 4 different facilities, like club facilities.
And this is the grind we love. We're just sharing an inside perspective on what.
So I don't know, Rubes, what are your thoughts? I have very opinionated thoughts on this. I actually got to share some on Channel 9, but this was off the back of Andrew Johns, who's obviously a Newcastle great, and he loves Jessie. He's always working with Jessie. He's a kicking coach, skills coach with her. So he obviously is very biased towards Jessie staying, but he was like, this cannot happen because a player like Jessie Southwell, if she were to go to the Broncos, he sees the comp.
Broncos would go from here to here.
And they're already up there. They've won so many premierships, I think 3 in a row the first 3 years, 18, 19, 20. And then it's been Knights, Roosters as well. So if Jessie were to go to there, he
go from a gun team to an even gunner team.
And then the conversation is making the competition unfair and only a 3 legitimate comp rotation for a heavyweight.
It hurts the rest of the competition. And in saying that, you've got the comments of people saying, well, why did we expand so fast?
We actually haven't.
This is not a participation competition, and we understand that, but in order to grow,
there needs to be processes to protect the growth first before this
stacking teams.
Yeah, stacking teams. And it was really interesting because I seen another point of view, and they were saying it's up to Jessie. Oh, totally. It's up to Jessie.
And if it happens, it happens. You just got to deal with it how it comes. But
this isn't a Jessie issue. This is an NRL thing that they probably have to
start looking more into because, if they want this to grow even more,
and make it competitive within 12 teams, then they've got to sort it out.
Yeah, the system needs to change a bit. And I did like the idea of, someone suggests, a few people actually, in talks about this, have been suggesting a draft system. And I actually did not know what a draft system was.
Did you do your research?
Until Kennedy kind of explained it to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would work. And then, because I've always wondered, how the basketballers do it. And,
and NFL, AFL, they all do it.
They all do it. I'm just like,
why
the frick doesn't rugby league do this? It just doesn't make sense. And it would really strengthen and help the growth and development of the NRLW. So Kennedy's going to explain what a draft system means.
So if you're not familiar with the draft, I'm going to explain kind of how the NFL do it. So obviously leading sporting organisation and code in the world, United States just get sport. And they get women's sport too. So because they do this in the WNBA as well. Amazing. I watched it. Yeah, incredible. So the NFL draft works by a team selecting eligible players in predetermined order based on the previous season's standings. So usually it's their rookies. And let's say we get the
Under
top
19. Yeah,
Tasha Gale, under 19's Origin. We rank them from, let's say, 1 to 50. And 50 get ranked in whatever order. And this
1 being the best, 50 being obviously still really good.
But just the order. With the worst performing teams picking first. So let's say last year we look at the draw and who finished last. So obviously Tigers finished last in the 2024 season. So Tigers and Canberra, I think it was, would get the first few picks. So it's kind of like evening out our rookies just to give the teams...
Strengthen the teams, yeah. So number 1 rookie would go to whoever placed last year. Number 2, so yeah, they just get the picks like that and then it slowly evens out the competition. And that makes so much more sense rather than, hey,
you want to come sign here? We've got big cash. So, and obviously more heavier budgeted clubs can over recruit or out recruit other clubs like, you know, I'd say more, but I'd probably get in trouble. But NFL draft works over 3 days and they get 7 rounds. So teams alternate picking players from a pool of college prospects, but they can also trade picks to acquire more selections. So they can be on the phone talking, here, that we'll swap you for this. So it doesn't even come down to the pool of 50.
So it's not even just one pick, that's what you get. It's like, if I don't really like my pick, we can trade you for this.
We can trade,
rookie.
and there's like a certain...
So does the actual players have no say in it then?
Technically, yes, but look at what happened in the NBA with Luka, like one of the biggest NBA stars. He didn't know he was getting drafted until he picked up his phone and looked on Instagram. And it's really embarrassing because, you know, that should come down to the franchise communicating.
Crazy.
But he got sold off and didn't know it. And he was really upset because he loved Mavs. Like his Dallas Mavericks was his home.
That's the downside of the drafting system. But
that's after many years. We're talking about, let's start a draft now. Like the growth of the women's game, it's only been over the last 8 years.
I guess as well, why America gets sport so much is because...
money.
That too. But their school and their college systems are so strong.
Yeah.
Australia, you know, uni is...
It's not competitive like
them.
especially
especially with rugby league. Like it's rugby league is honestly just a Queensland and New South Wales dominant sport.
Like we follow Tilly Kearns and we've seen her college experience and how insane it is. My best friend Tamika also did a stint over in America and at the university, and just her videos, and there's football, it's college football, and they've got more people at an NRL game. And I'm like, how does that work? Also, shout out to my besties, Taylor and Tamika. I love you guys so much. But I'm just like, how does that, you know, they got so much numbers, but I'm just like, yeah, come on,
it's
down
like,
under.
How does Australia get better? I know AFL are leading the way, like in terms of, you know, they already have a drafting system. They get it.
Yeah, they get it.
I just think we need to start following along and stop trying to be our own.
Well,
like,
we kind of have
mistakes.
We kind of have, like, without the AFLW happening, they led that prospect. They were the pioneers in the women's space, and it wasn't until that happened we got the NRLW.
Yeah.
But we've learned off the AFLW
not to expand too fast.
Exactly. So they went straight to 18 teams. Their depth in selection and player pool wasn't very strong. So I do feel like we've done it the right way. I know the NRL are really keen on expanding to 18 and sitting on the PAG and within the players group with the RLPA, we've kind of pushed back and said, no, like it needs to stay at 12 for a bit.
Yeah.
I've heard not all NRL clubs want an NRLW club, and that's totally fine because they obviously aren't developed at the junior level. They need the Lisa Fiola. They need the Tasha Gale, Harvey Norman. They need that pathway first before they can go straight to, you know, the NRLW. Level. And that's what I really pride Parramatta on. Our juniors are so strong, and we'll see that. We'll see that in the next 5
couple of years.
Literally, you know, we'll have 17, 18-year-olds competing for our positions like they already have, like Tess and Riv that have come through. But I just think I had a few ways to kind of maybe help a solution-ish. Not saying that I know everything, but maybe just another perspective. I do think we need better player dispersal strategies, just to help like keeping the marquee signings, but only having those not two, but a few marquee signings with the rest of them, because like it doesn't make sense with all the players going to one when we have a salary cap.
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense because you're already winning. You like, I don't get it.
They want to win more, but like
see, this is see, people could probably take this as a sore loser attitude from me, but like it's not. if that was me, like I'd love being an underdog. Like I love being an underdog, like being a good player and coming to a team that needs help, or you can
starting up a franchise.
Yeah, starting your own legacy at this club. Like you can be an underdog and freaking take out the top teams, and that's a better feeling than staying on top.
Feeling,
because it's easy to take someone off the top than it is staying at the top.
Yeah, of course. Which is why I wanted to kind of talk about. You've spoken about the draft. I've spoken about salary cap, dispersal strategies, but we need proper rules from the NRL to kind of nail down and be a microscope on the roster rules, player signings, all these conversations that are kind of very loose at the moment. Given that it's still semi-pro, I think we need to tighten up those leads when we do look to go full-time professional.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to share a story from how I ended up at Para. And this goes back to 2020 when I was at the Roosters. Amazing club, by the way. I will never, ever trash talk that club, because what they did for me and our family during Nanan passing, our grandmother, on grand final day 2020, she passed away, and the way they looked after me psychologically, physically, mentally, they did everything. And yeah, I love the Sydney Roosters. So I'll never, ever speak a bad word about them. But I obviously wanted to stay because that was my rookie year there. And given we'd just made the grand final, underdogs that year, crazy to think the Sydney Roosters were underdogs then, the first expansion was happening. Now, the teams didn't actually know who was going to get the title, or, basically the tick of approval to be the first two teams. And it was the Newcastle Knights and the Parramatta Eels. And I found out maybe last year that they got told before the announcement that it was like a fortnight before that they found out that they got the tick of approval.
What the heck?
Then obviously COVID happened, right? We didn't play that 2021 season. So we played the back-to-back 22 season in February, and then we played the 22 season at the end of the year. So very confusing, COVID times, whatever. What I'm saying is I had the opportunity to stay at the Roosters, and I thought, actually, hang on. I got offered, I was actually supposed to go to the Dragons. Did you know?
No.
Yeah. So I was actually so I got appointed the top 30 best players in the NRLW in 2020.
So it was basically a draft system.
It was it was called the Central Marquee System or something. So I was a marquee player, but obviously off the back of 2020, Rookie of the Year, whatever. I got named in this player pool. Very odd, right? So I got a call saying I was up for selection to go to the Dragons. I had no choice, by the way. Pause. Then you either had to accept your offer within like 24 to 48 hours, and there was a tiering system, so A and B. A and B being like freaking $12,000 difference. So there was like $24,000 for A. B was like, I think, $12,000. Oh, I don't know.
remember you talking about this with mum and that back in the day.
And it was so weird because I was like, I've never been here. What the frick is going on? Then I found out that the person that got offered marquee tier A pulled out and said no, and basically you can't go back in. If you say no, you get marquee you get put somewhere else. So, and some of the players wanted to stay with their original clubs, given they didn't want to go to an expansion club because they didn't know what they were up for. And then because I was sitting in another club, they had to fill that A. So I actually got put as a replacement for that player at the Parramatta Eels. So I was
crazy.
Destined
could have been at the Dragons.
I could have been at the Dragons, and then 24 hours after that, I got a call asking if I'd go to the Newcastle Knights. And so I had to accept my TA with Parramatta Eels, or say no and get shunted to the Knights. So I was destined to be at Parramatta. And the reason I said yes, and I was on the phone to mum and dad, and it was a very, very weird system now looking back, because I'm like, that's kind of not illegal, but it's like, what do you mean deciding my fate? Like, over a phone call.
You don't get a say in it.
And obviously the monetary difference. So I spoke to the Roosters and I said, I can't stay because what I'm getting offered for TA, obviously I need money. Like, this is my way of living. I just moved over from Sydney like things were hard back then during that COVID
Yeah,
system. So
I
I
know.
was taking that $24,000, man. I was like, see ya. Roosters understood. They were just like, obviously we can't compete with that amount, because I think the original amount they were going to offer me was like $6,000. So I was like, there's a $18,000 difference.
Yeah.
Sorry, poor math. So I...
Be silly not to take it.
Exactly. So for my situation back then, girls didn't want to leave their original clubs, but the NRL tried to disperse it, and I do appreciate that. Just, I think it needs to be done a little bit different. But
Yeah, a little
I
bit
ended up
more.
at Para, and look what we've done here.
Exactly,
Crazy.
and we've built so much.
Yeah,
Like,
very grateful for that too, because how I seen it was like, we're going home to Western Sydney. But yeah, what a time. I do think we need to... There is a solution to this.
there is a solution. There is
It's crazy.
there is a solution to it. 100%. It just needs more, careful thought process around it and discussing. But it's good that these conversations are flowing
Happening. Thank you. Hallelujah.
because that's how things change as you start talking about it, and then you discuss, and then
You know what probably people are thinking? Oh, you're only having a cry because you got pumped by like 30, 40 points against these two teams.
Yeah, if they're
Our three
having,
biggest losses were Knights, Broncos, Roosters.
you know what? It was 12-12 at half time.
And it was 4-12 at halftime for the other game too. But
it was just-
no, guys, no. We're just providing another
The
perspective.
ones that know footy and get footy understand. The ones
Yeah.
that are just casual fans, those are the ones that
Yeah.
will be saying that.
But like you said, I'm glad the conversation is happening, because we do need to protect our game. It's in such an important growth phase where growth and attraction and...
You can either stunt the growth or
Yes.
you water it and it becomes more. But also, like, I forgot what I was going to say.
But I completely agree with you. It's going to create imbalance, and that's the conversation that's happening now.
Yes, because like if the growth of the game gets stunt, like people are gonna clock out, not
Yep.
gonna want to watch it.
Fan
It's gonna be-
engagement is so important for us right now.
literally fan engagement. Without them, the game doesn't happen. Vice versa. Like, it's just, what can we do to be better? We should always strive to be better in everything.
And again, this is not on Jessie. We love Jessie. We are big fans of Jessie. But I'm glad this has kind of been the
Topic.
topic of conversation, because we're really passionate. We want to see every team be a legitimate competition
Exactly.
for that
We
premiership.
want it to be head to head, because that makes it more exciting for us as players. It grows us as players. It grows the fandom, everything. Like, everyone wins if we all grow and strive
Exactly. But if you're
better.
listening, remember, invest in women's sports. Get around us.
Go to your sister's games. Go to your auntie's games. Your mum's, everything. Get around it.
memberships. That's like the first step of helping us, is one, social media and bringing awareness. Two, if you have, I know money's tight these days, but usually the tickets are a lot cheaper. And the NRL, not the NRLW, but
Learn
the
the
memberships.
NRLW players,
Yeah.
get amongst it.
Oh, that's what I was going to say too. You know how you were saying a draft, right?
Yeah.
We need a fantasy. We need a
I
fantasy
think
for
there-
our game.
I think there is.
Not the women's. It's only the men's.
I thought there was like a bun.
Yeah, but they're not doing that anymore. Like, that's like a pick and choose. Bundaberg. That was like, I think, a sponsored
Yes,
post.
actually.
We need a legitimate... You know how I was playing NBA Fantasy?
Yeah.
Those ones that were listening early on with the Play On Sports crew. We need one for our women's game, because it creates that...
Oh, yeah, like it creates that fans
We-
actually
we
get to
couldn't
know
play,
the
but-
players and, stats.
and
all
looking
that.
at injuries. Like, that stuff is what creates the excitement with tuning into games every
When
weekend.
you get to have like a, individual.
Yeah, proper draft. Like, I've played NBA Fantasy, and mind you, my mental health
I don't
was
even
crazy.
know what fantasy is, but
So same thing, it works like a draft, but you use only the, so let's say you have a playing team of 12, right? Like, our family has a fantasy draft. We then get, like, put in a random order, and then say I get first pick. So then I get first pick of whatever player. And then you build your team of, let's say, starting 13 plus 4
and it goes
subs.
all year round. You
All
got
year
like
round.
salary
Yep,
and
yep.
everything.
Salary caps,
No,
positionals.
yes, Holder does play.
Yes,
fantasy for
but we
NRL.
need a woman's fantasy draft. How
He
cool
did
would that
ask
be?
about that. Yes.
So
That's
I
my
think
partner, by
it'd
the
be
way.
a great investment. Don't know what brand or what company. I know there's a few of them. We couldn't push that agenda because it's obviously within our contract to stay out of that, because we're not allowed to do any of that. Did you know that? Yeah, we're not allowed to do it. But this is where the idea stemmed from, guys. If you heard the fantasy NRLW draft, we came up with the idea. The players themselves. But obviously we can't promote it because it's against the law for our contract. because it's got to do with money. Because there's like prizes. Say if you win the fantasy draft, I think there was a promo that I did for sporting coach. No, super coach. And yeah, the winner who had the best drafting team and got all the picks and stuff, he got like 50 grand. So there's like big money in it. But I'm saying again, we're not allowed to promote it. But the idea, someone take our idea and turn it into something, because I think there's a great business module there. Growth of the NRLW game. You heard it here first.
Now it's time for Audience Corner, where you guys ask the questions and we answer them.
So I got asked this question last week. Someone was actually trying to propose to me in my DMs. And then
What the cringe?
Yeah, I know. I have some out the gate requests. Sometimes I just got to turn them off because they're weird. So I got asked the question, will you marry me? But then he followed up with a message saying, actually, would you change your last name to mine if we were to marry? And I thought, first of all, sorry, I'm not marrying you. Yeah, but it sparked a conversation. I was actually driving this morning and I was like, bang, that's what we're going to talk about. Rueben, would you change your last name? You know, you're with Taura. Would you change your last name if you got married?
Yeah, because I like his last name.
Okay, well, that's a nice simple answer. See, why am I on the other?
Well, I do like I love our last name too.
Yeah, same. It's us.
I've thought of abbreviation
Yes,
too.
Dad.
I know. I've thought of abbreviation too because I do like Cherrington. Cherrington is just a nice last name.
Well, when it's your own, it's iconic, and what you've done with the
Cherrington.
name, like we've created an empire.
Yes, literally. I would.
Hyphenate? Not even an option?
No, that could be a potential option, but I guess, I have to get there before I think that.
Actually, yeah. Great work. Maybe I'm just talking because I'm the one that's single. So I got very heated discussion talking about this with, actually, it wasn't mum.
If we had a shit last name, I'd be like, change it straight away. I don't want this.
True. I've seen some stuff on TikTok. Like they've both had really bad names and then they've made their own, which I think's cool. But then there's that argument, well, what about the kids? They're going to be confused. Hyphenated names is way too long because we've got 11 letters in our name.
Then learn your fuck papa.
Exactly. That's
learn
great.
Your family history.
Learn your family history. But I guess, I'm coming heavy from the other side.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no. And I think I've told every partner this.
And that's why Kennedy will be the single, rich auntie.
No, okay, hear me out. So the question is, would you change your name? First thing I thought, no. And this was even before I was Kennedy Cherrington. I think I've always had this mindset ever since I was like 10.
It's your brand.
Yeah, it's me. It's what I've created. I'm not going to let the last name of my significant other take over that and kind of be an unknown person. Like, yes, you can have Kennedy so-and-so, nee Cherrington. Like, I hate that. No. Kennedy Cherrington is me. It's what I've done. And it kind of validates me seeing it on my For You page because there was like these doctors, like Tamika's a doctor, right? She's gone and done all that hard work to become a doctor. That's not fucking easy. To then get married and then the next day change.
So hers would be Dr. Bland.
Yeah. And then they put like brackets, nee so-and-so.
So if she was to get married.
Dr. XYZ.
She gets married, it changes from Dr. Bland to Dr.
So-and-so, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
nah.
As women, we've worked so fucking hard to become ourselves, our own identity.
It's so funny you say, like, we're talking about this because I remember I was reading this TikTok and it was talking about how...
Patriarchy, no jokes.
Yes, back in the day... A woman was judged or based off on her marital status, Miss, and Mrs.
Yep.
Like MS is obviously she was married and then she no longer is. Miss is MISS, is she's single. And Mrs. is Mr. with the S. So it's like the male's property.
Yes.
It goes
Wow, you're
way
reading
back.
my mind because I actually did some research. The tradition of changing one's last name after marriage originated from the patriarchal societies in Western cultures. It dates back to ancient times but became formalized in English common law during the 9th century. Under the doctrine of coverture, a woman's legal identity was subsumed under her husband's upon marriage.
It literally, the woman becomes...
Yep, their property.
Property.
Symbolized by adopting his surname, this practice signified unity and the transfer of a woman from her father's household to her husband's. Over time, while legal systems evolved, the custom persisted as a cultural norm. Like, this is where you got to do your history, people.
And even back then though, men were different too.
Yes.
They provided. they literally, looked
They
after
weren't
the family.
sassy.
They weren't sassy. That's what I mean. But in this day and age, like, it's changed.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things have changed. Not just that. Not to just nitpick and say, oh, men are useless these days. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's more so like, it's the traditional ways are changing. And
The provider and the...
us as a world are growing, I'd like to believe.
So why I'm so tough on this is just like, we're Māori. We are not a part
So
of
what
that.
did Māori do back in the day then?
I'm pretty sure, Mum told me this, I'm pretty sure they just made up their own names. Like it was their whakapapa and they didn't have, that's why it's so hard to trace back our
let's
whakapapa.
go do some research and then we will...
Well, you look at the whakapapa we did with our Hallett side. None of them had the same last names until probably the last 3-4 generations. Past that, it was just you were named and it was because of someone and that was the significant of who you are when you're born.
Colonization.
Exactly.
I hate that word.
So, guys, if you want to sign up and, I'm single at the moment, but the one thing
crazy.
is...
crazy.
No, take me on a date. No, what I'm saying is if you want to marry me,
Give us the money.
my one prerequisite to be with me, if because I'm 26, man. I'm running out of time. I am
You're
not
gonna
here to
start
fuck
having
around.
kids.
I'm not here to fuck around. We are running out of time. I'm almost 30.
I think I think that just means do some inner healing.
Well, you may be. I'm dating to marry, all right? So don't fuck around and waste my time. But if you want to marry me, I'm not changing my name because, some men get upset. Some men get upset because it's like, oh, this is our kids.
People only get upset and disappointed because it's an expectation they put on others.
A social norm.
Yeah.
I get that. But no. Sorry. If you want to be with Kennedy Cherrington, then Kennedy Cherrington's always going to be Kennedy Cherrington. So I just wanted to put that out there. Maybe, fuck the patriarch. Okay, Rubes, time to wrap it up. We're going to announce the winner of our Abby-themed post. If you guys do recall seeing it on our socials, it was one of my favorite photos of Abby. Her getting head-high'd for the millionth time this season.
She gets one every game.
Yeah, she's always got a good headshot. So, before we do that, I'm going to read out a few. They're freaking hilarious.
They were actually really, really funny. We enjoyed...
creative. So... I said caption this right to win the $300 gift card. Someone goes, when your best friend catches you texting the ex you swore you went no contact with. Crazy. The creators of Rugby League 26 walking the line of upset players because of their rating in the game. I felt like that was a personal attack. When you tell your little cousin to ask for a sleepover but not to say it because it was your idea because it would be a no, the first thing they say is your name, then come back with they said no. Yeah, that was
very creative.
Yeah, that was us. I have the one and only 24 karat lip. Have you seen that chick on TikTok? Your non-affectionate sibling when you try and give them a hug. That's you, bro.
Oh, no, I give hugs.
When the bro puts lips on your drink when you ask for a sip. These are so good. I'll read two more. With the look you ask your mum to stop at Macca's and she says, no, we got Macca's. Wait. Sorry. The look when you ask your mum to stop at Macca's and she says, no, you've got food at home. Yeah, okay, that was really funny, all right. So the winner is, ready?
Dun, 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 dun.
Victoria!
Oh,
Now-
very victorious, Victoria.
So she said, okay, wait, let me, where is it? Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, the Vic is her and she said, Scott Morrison when he sees an 8-year-old playing soccer. Now, Ruben, do you understand this?
No, I don't, but I have seen the photo of the meme where he's tackling a kid.
So I'll roll the clip right now. Yeah, I clipped it. Okay. So yeah, he's doing like this fun, obviously, community engagement with a young soccer team and he stacks it. And the photo is like, it's fucking hilarious. He stacks it and lands on the kid like he's tackling him. No, I'll show you. It's fucking hilarious.
Because when I seen the photo, I was like, no way, he just,
He tackled some kid. Yeah, see? This shit went viral, bro. And then we see heaps of press were there, and all it is clipped for that photo. So, shout out to Vic for being bloody creative because Abby loved it. Guys, if you have a problem about the winner, message Abby because she's the one who picked it.
Yep.
So shout out to you, Victoria. You've won a $300 Rebel Sport gift card. Woo! Thanks for tuning
being
in.
Funny and creative. To win next episode's $300 gift voucher by Rebel Sport and provided to you by our good mate GS.
Woo, woo, woo.
We want to see your signage, the best signage you have showing your support to
Any sporting team.
sport in general. It can be one from the past.
From us? Nah.
That you've used, or it can be one that you're currently making.
We want to see how creative you guys can get. Remember, it doesn't discriminate what sport. Doesn't matter if it's rugby league. It can be if you want. But we want to see how
it doesn't even have
guys...
to, be us.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We get a lot of signs that that's where the
Got
idea
a few
stemmed
at home.
from. Got a few at home.
We want to see them, so send them to us on our Instagram at Cherries On Top Pod.
And yeah, guys, of course, do not forget to follow, like, subscribe, or just engage with our content at Cherries On Top Pod on all platforms, including Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I'm missing one. Facebook as well. We're racking up some followers and we do appreciate it. I think people are going back and watching all old clips because there's been a lot of engagement with like last season stuff. So we appreciate y'all,
And
man.
we love you guys so much because without us, there's no
us. Wait, without
you, there's no us.
So
and everything's better with a cherry on top.
Rueben Cherrington to Kennedy Cherrington.
Navigated the biggest ocean we can navigate.